What is up everyone, and welcome to one of my most requested video types, and that is lighting videos. So today it's not going to be anything really crazy exciting. I'm not going to a gig, I'm not doing a show, nothing like that. But I am taking this opportunity while my parents are away to take over the living room and use this time and space that I have to test a pair of Martin Roboscan 812s that are taking up valuable space all the way over there under my bed. Over there, underneath that bag with the orange strap, and back a little bit again. Now these lights I've had for absolutely ages, a good few years now, and they've done me well, but I haven't used them since August, and I want to test them and probably sell them. I am 85% sure that I want to sell these lights. So I'm going to be digging out the big desk, digging out the scanners, and we're going to be setting up downstairs in the living room. And I'll take you along the setup and I'll show you the lights working, hopefully, if they still work. And yeah, I'll probably be getting rid of these bad boys. You can't get a lot for them these days, but whoever gets them at the other end will be getting a wonderful deal, because Roboscan 812s for parties and gigs and band stuff and that are still really, really great lights, and I will miss them, but they're just taking up too much space to be worth keeping at the moment. And I'm kind of moving away from trying to get the big production look, if that makes any sense. I really want to replace those with a load more LED bars and stuff to do chase effects and behind the band, and I just want a couple more things like that. Plus, I do have a pair of Martin Mach 250 Plus movers, which are much more capable than the Roboscans in terms of moving lights, so they will do me absolutely fine. And I do have access to a load of Acme 575 watt spots from work. Not that Acme stuff is the greatest, but if I ever want to get that crazy moving light, you know, club look, I can get it if I want it. But I am slimming down my equipment, and the space that I will gain from getting rid of those lights will really help me. So, all talking aside, it is time to dig out my desk and these lights from under the bed. It's going to turn my room into a complete bomb site, but it'll be worth it. So now that I've pulled my desk out, guys, you can see the scanner flight case there. Looks small, but it's lengthways. That's one thing I never really liked about the flight case. I would have preferred it as if the scanners would like drop in from the top next to each other, but these lay down lengthways, so the case ends up being really bulky, and it makes it very difficult to carry the case on your own. But I've got my desk out. Here is the desk, and this blue one is full of pretty much all the stuff that goes with the desk. So that includes monitor, router, keyboard, mouse, power supply. There's a couple of birdies in there for desk lights. There's all sorts in there, extension leads. I don't really know. It's just basically my box that goes with this, but it's mainly a monitor flight case. So yeah, I'm going to carry these two downstairs. One important thing, and one really important bit of advice that I could give anyone is always, even if you're transporting flight cases within your own house or whatever, or indoors, always wear shoes at least. You know, steel toe caps is the ideal, but any type of shoe. Do not carry a flight case in your socks, because if you so much as just put that case down a little bit too hard on your own foot or whatever, it's really, really gonna freaking hurt. So, you know, but yeah, I'm sure everyone knows that already. I'm going to go and put my shoes on and get these two downstairs, and then I'm going to dig out the scanners. Well, the desk is down, and here is the scanner box. As you can see, it's so long that it's quite, you know, tricky to maneuver down the stairs. The desk wasn't too bad, but I'm going to take this little box. This is like all my small accessories and a couple of extension leads. Oh, there's just one extension lead there. The one thing I'm missing is DMX cables. Don't know where they are. I've got a feeling they're all in that box there, which is my smaller lighting desk that I use for most gigs. I've been an idiot and pretty much kept all of my DMX leads underneath that desk, so that's going to be a bit of a pain, but yeah. I've got like 20 meter ones in there and 50 meter ones, but I need little ones for downstairs. I can't carry this downstairs on my own, guys, so I've decided I'm just going to lift the lights out. I forgot how big these lights are for what they are. I'm just going to lift them out and carry them downstairs one by one, and if I decide to sell them, then I'll carry the case down on its own, because I can carry the case on its own. That's going to be absolutely fine. Of course, I'll be shipping the lights in this case, which will make the shipping process extremely sturdy and whatnot, and I'll pack them in and everything if I decide to sell them, but it's very, very likely that I will. Anyway, I'm going to lift these lights out individually and take them downstairs, and then I'll finally take you guys downstairs and we'll start setting up. Well, here I am in the living room and you guys can see that there is plenty of space for me to work. And if I need space around the lights or whatever, I've got plenty of it down here. I could have done this in my bedroom, but it would have just been a total nightmare with all the stuff in there, so I'm really glad that I can do this down here. I've got the desk on the coffee table, which is cool. A desk monitor, all my stuff. The 2 scanners are here, and I did delve into my other desk box to get some DMX cables. So I've got a couple of 1s, a couple of 5s, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to proceed to set up. I've also brought my laptop down because I'm going to access the manual for the 812s and check that all of the functions work correctly, because I won't be just testing the DMX, I'll be testing the dips with the sound active and all the different modes that they have, hopefully, even though the sound active mode is total rubbish on them. But yeah, I'm going to set up and let's do it. So guys, we're getting there on the setup. The desk is up and all plugged in. For those of you who don't know what this desk is, this is a 088 Leapfrog 48. Now this is not to be confused with the older Leapfrog series. Although this desk has been replaced by the Solution, it's pretty much the exact same desk. This runs Zeros, the same OS that the Orb runs, and whatever that new 088 desk is called, and the desks like the Frog 2 and stuff. So this has all of your intelligent lighting control. This is a 48 generic channel, all on faders desk with 200 fixture. You can have 200 fixtures, so 200 moving lights, or you know, LEDs or whatever you want. It's got a submaster section down here with scribble strips above it. These are all MFKs, multifunction keys. It's a very nice desk. I'm a big fan of the 088 stuff for what it is and the affordability. I paid under £1,000 for this desk quite a while ago, and that was a really good deal. Because the Solution still retails for around 3 grand, I think, 2.5, 3 grand, and it's pretty much the same desk. This desk has a couple of quirks. The backlight to the main LCD doesn't work anymore, but that's fine because you get all of your information displayed on your monitor anyway. What else is there? Oh yeah, nothing displays on the encoder wheel display. The backlight works, but it has no LCD content. That doesn't matter because it displays on the screen anyway. You can see what you have selected in terms of parameters, you know, plus you know whether you're controlling position, beam shape, color, or whatever, because of the actual buttons here that are dedicated to those functions. So it's no big loss. And yeah, I got it for a great deal. So I've got my mouse hooked up. I use a really reliable ball USB mouse with this desk, because I find you can track you can track a ball on pretty much everything, so it's great for all sorts of gigs. I always have a keyboard connected. It's one of the handiest things in the world. If we go around to the back of the desk, I'll show you how everything is connected. I'm fortunate enough to have a flight case that has a dog box on it, which is this wooden thing here that traps all the cables. So basically connected, I have over here the most important thing of the whole shebang. This is an old 128 megabyte pen drive, or I think it's a 256, or it might be a 512. Hang on a sec, does it say? It doesn't say on it, guys. I wish it did. I know it's a very low capacity. I use this for all of my shows. They're all stored on the pen drive. I don't store anything internally on the desk, really, all on the drive. Reason being, because my internal battery is a little bit iffy, and I haven't got around to changing it yet. Here is the power brick. Here is the DMX output coming out of DMX output 1. This desk can output 4 universes, but 2 on physical 5-pin DMX connectors. So we've got 5 to 3-pin going there, because of course these scanners are 3-pin lights. So I've just got a 3-pin cable dropped down there. That's the power brick, like I said. Coming over, you can see that we have the monitor connected. That's where the keyboard is connected. That is Ethernet for my router. The router is there. And we have, that's where the power brick is connected. There is the power switch, and that's where my mouse is connected. So we're going to boot this desk up, like so, and close it in. And we will go round and take a look at this desk booting up, because you can see all of the frogs that jump around on the displays. There they are. They are pretty cool. So this is running not the latest version of Zeros at the moment. I have reinstalled this desk a couple of times because I'm part of the beta testing program for 088, which is really handy. There are certain features in the beta version of Zeros that I find really, really useful, and certain fixes that I find useful as well. But the desk will boot up into a brand new standard, brand spanking new, non-interrupted, nothing patched install, because the internal battery has problems, like I said. But as soon as I load from the pen drive, everything is hunky-dory. So that's why it boots up in the original ugly frog skin. But that is rectified as soon as I go to load my files. So, going over to files, we are going to load a show. And here are all of my shows. So I've got different types of shows, but if I load AVS, I believe I used my scanners for that show. So I should in fact have, you can see the skin has changed now, I should have my Martin 812s patched. There we go. I used the two 812s and the two Mac 250s. So there we have the two Martin 812s patched in on the desk, as you can see, as well as my movers, but we don't need those. There are the 812s. So all I have to do now is connect them, switch them on, and we can begin controlling them. And that means I will have some programs to play with as well. So that is all very, very cool. And if we take a look at the shutter menu, you can see this light does support in the fixture profile lamp on remotely for a scanner, which is quite handy. So I do have a scene set on here that strikes up my whole rig in sequence with 3 seconds between each lamp strike, or I think it's 5 seconds, I'm not too sure, but we won't run that because that will run loads of unnecessary scenes to strike up lights that I don't even have connected. Anyway, I'm talking complete crap now. Let me get the scanners hooked up. Just a quick look at how I've hooked these up. You don't really get much simpler. We've got that 3-pin coming out of the desk, like I showed you guys, but you may notice something interesting about it. It is going into this red doohickey here. Now, all this is a DMX phase reverse adapter. So it's 110 ohm little adapter that reverses the polarity of pins 2 and 3. Why, you may ask? Well, these are very old lights, and it was back in the day when Martin still thought that they could use their own protocol with their lighting. And in fact, it was very popular at the time for clubs and stuff. So the DMX phase is reversed. This does work with Martin's own protocol and controllers, like the 2038 or whatever their little controller is called, that has all the built-in programs for these lights, which looks amazing, by the way, especially for its time back then. But if you want to use it with standard DMX, you need a phase reverse adapter, and it's handy to have a few, because what I normally do is phase reverse in and out of each light, because you're going to have these in different places on your rig. Instead of running a bit of a phase reverse kind of universe, I prefer just phase reversing in and out of literally each connection. I know a couple of people do resolder the connections internally to make to avoid the whole phase reverse stress. But as you can see, I've got a standard DMX cable coming out of here and going straight into this one. So the signal coming through this DMX cable is phase reversed. Then I've got another phase reverse adapter with a terminator on the end, just because I'm making a video and I thought I would do the whole termination thing just to do it. I don't know why. Anyway, here we have the two power cables. Let's plug them in. Scanner number 1 and scanner number 2. Whoops. So that ticking that you heard like a clock was the lights going through their reset procedures, and my knee is very cold because of the fan. And you can see that they're just working on resetting themselves at the moment, which is great. There you have it. These lights don't take very long to boot up at all, and as you can hear, they're quite quiet, especially for older lights. Now, as you can see with this one, as you may be able to see, if I can get the camera down there, the lamp has actually striked itself, but this one has not. So I'm going to send a lamp strike command from the desk to both of these lights, and we will see what kind of action we get with them. Lamp on. There you go, and you heard the lamp fire up over there, which is great. So those lamps are now heating up. All I'm going to do is come over here, and if we press fixtures on the desk, no, that's not fixtures. That's fixtures. Martin 812 is both selected, and I'm going to press home because that'll send them to home, and you guys will be able to see that up there on the ceiling we have 2 spots. Now they're going to be dim for a little while, so I'm going to pause the camera, take a little break, and have a drink of water, I think, while they heat up. So I've let the camera battery charge up a little bit, and while I've been doing that, I've been fiddling with a couple of routers. Now I've had some problems with Zeros remote in the past, with my iPad, and the little Belkin router that I was using, so I've tried to use a couple of different routers, and this BT Home Hub, the original BT Home Hub, I know it's massive and ugly, but it is working really, really well with Zeros remote. The best router I've ever used with it personally. So if we actually take a look then at, say, position, where are we here? Sorry guys, bit of crappy filming in this video. Now you can hear the light moving. As soon as I swipe my thumb across the wheel, where's the light? I can't see it. Oh crap, I've closed the shutter. Sorry guys, clumsy fingers. Anyway, as I was saying, you can see the reflection of the light in the iPad screen, and it just moves so smoothly with my thumb on the iPad, which is really, really great. So yeah, of course, pan and tilt, all perfect with the iPad. And just something like colour, for instance, again, super responsive with the iPad. Now, Zeros remote is not perfect, guys. As you can see, the desk does support 2 different outputs. So you can have your wheels on here, for instance, and your display on there, and you can still use that display. Or you can have the front panel of the desk, which is useful in landscape mode, especially if you're rigging up. So this is the front panel. You can actually raise faders of the desk on the iPad screen like that, but it is quite clunky, but it's okay-ish if you're up a ladder or whatever. And then if I move the fader on the desk, it should eventually go back down. Like, this is what I'm saying, guys. The Zeros app is by no means perfect. It's a last resort thing. And one thing that... I can't get that fader down. This is exactly what I'm talking about. One thing that annoys me is if I'm on my main window here and I want to open, say, color palettes, right? So I go to my color palettes, and let's say I want to open a color plotter. You guys can see that that has now changed to the color plotter. So what I would like to be able to do is leave the iPad sitting on the desk like this, and I'm rocking my show, I'm going with my Submasters, and I'd like to be able to just choose colors at a tap of my iPad like this, but I can't because the color plotter opens on the display, and obviously with the display I need to be able to see the Submasters and, whoops, not the setup, the Submasters and the output window. And of course, as I press the buttons on the desk, it changes it back on the iPad. So I don't like the fact that that does that. It's really annoying, and it makes the app a lot less useful than it should be, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I basically only use it on the odd occasion. If I'm going up on stage or whatever and I need to move a light or focus a light onto an exact point, it's very handy for that, because as you can see, the wheel control is nice, big, ooh crap, nice and big and bulky. You guys can see multiple desktop buttons on here, but it doesn't support it, so whatever. But yeah, that's the iPad. This video is not about the iPad, it's about the 812s. Now, talking of the 812s, if I stick these on home, you guys can see that that is a nice white circle. But the other light, I actually have taken the lamp out, or I've taken the lamp holder out, and I was waiting for the lamp to cool. The other one, the lamp is on its last legs. As you can see, there is quite a lot of discoloration on the lamp itself. It is definitely on its last legs. So I'm going to pop the lamp out and put the only spare that I have in, and I believe this is quite a cheap lamp anyway, but we'll see how it looks. Basically, I believe the Osram or Philips lamps, the 2 lamps that work really nicely with this light, are about £90, I think. I'm not too sure. You may be able to source them cheaper, but anyway, I'm going to change the lamp. Now, these are HID lamps, high intensity discharge, so you cannot touch them, and they give off that lovely cool white look. They're really nice lamps, but if you do want to touch the lamp, use something like a microfiber cloth or whatever, but you can just change them by touching the base. So I'm going to have to put the camera down to change the lamp, but hopefully it'll fire back up okay. There is a shot of the new lamp for anyone that is wondering. You can get a lot of these lamps, like cheapo ones. I don't know where this one came from, I can't remember where I got it, but it's not like an official one or anything, so it may look quite bad. But I'm not even sure what lamp's in that light, I can't remember. But anything will look better than the light that came off this thing. So the new lamp is sitting in there. It's definitely not the correct lamp. This is the correct lamp, but as you can see, it's a little worse for wear. Hope the camera does focus on it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This is the proper Osram lamp. Hang on a sec, guys. Let me switch to manual focus for a second so that I can show you the lamp. Alright guys, so hopefully you can see this a little better now. This is the proper Osram lamp. As you can see, it's done a number on itself, and it's surprising that it's still striking. It's really, really, there's a big yellow thing on the back there. It's looking nasty, nasty. Really, really bad actually. This must have done a shed ton of hours, or someone must have touched it back there. That could be a grease mark, I'm not too sure. But I will be including this lamp as like a little spare with the auction, because it's no skin off my nose, and I may have to put it back in the light if this lamp doesn't strike. I know this is out of focus now, but this lamp is quite a lot smaller, so I believe it's a cheapo unit. But I'm going to slide this back in, strike her up, and see what she does. So with the new lamp in, let's plug her into power and see if it blows up. I have never changed a lamp in one of these before. That's one great thing about them. The lamps are sort of an investment. They last a very, very long time. So yes, they are really expensive lamps, and that's one drawback to these. You can get the lights relatively cheaply, but the lamps are expensive. But like I say, they last hours and hours. So let's see if we can go and strike her up from the desk. I've completely forgotten which scanner is which once more. So if we hit fixtures, select one of them, position. Okay, that's that one there. So hit fixtures again, select the other light, and this time we'll want to come up here and see if we can strike the lamp. 3, 2, 1. Yes, okay. Wasn't expecting that, to be perfectly honest, guys. Was not expecting the lamp to strike up, but what I am expecting is quite a naff light output. And oh yes, I can see it already. This warm colour temperature that's coming out of the light. And you can see the warm spot that's just coming in now. Oh man, I wish I could sell these lights with 2 great lamps in them. The other lamp almost looked better. Whoa, okay. I'm gonna wait for it to heat up and see what it's like. Don't you just love it when lamps heat up, and even if they're the slightly cheaper ones, they still look pretty damn good. Let me move this light. Let me move both of these lights actually over to a place where we can take a look at them more closely, okay? So, alright, you can see, I don't know how much you can see on the camera. I am now gonna separate the lights. Okay, so up here we have the new spot and the old spot, both looking relatively pretty damn bright. Now that warm colour temperature very quickly turned into a proper nice cool colour temperature. There's the old one, there's the new one. Okay, now with these 812 scanners on the bottom, so sorry about this camera work guys, on the bottom you have 6 screws on the lamp house. 1, 2, 3 outer screws. These are to unscrew the lamp housing. It slides out from the bottom and you can change the lamp. And then 1, 2, 3 is lamp adjustment. Height, Y and X. So this is how you'd adjust the lamp. To basically, you want to try and get the hot spot in the middle and then get it as even as you possibly can. You can adjust them with just a Phillips screwdriver. They're just Phillips screws. I have adjusted them, and I am very, very pleased about this light output. Incredibly awesome. So you can start to tell how things are looking once you take a look at colours. So if you start to flick through colours, you can see how different each lamp makes the colours look. And at this current moment in time, the colours look fairly identical, which is great. Now, like I said, I'm not sure what lamp is in the other unit, but I will say that these are definitely great. Great pair, matching really, really nicely there. Awesome stuff. So let's run something up. and see what these lights are doing. So there they are, doing a gobo slow pattern across the ceiling. Lovely. What else do we have programmed in for these? I can't really remember this show, guys. We have the moving around everywhere blue. Yeah, cool. And oh, we got a crazy strobe on this one too. There, I believe. There. So both the lights go around crazy strobing. If I actually take a step back and look at the room from a better angle, you guys can maybe see that. I don't know. It's really, really hard without haze and stuff, of course. Now, considering these are old lights, the shutters and stuff still work really, really well. Pretty much everything, actually no, everything on these lights works in terms of the gobo wheel and stuff. There are no errors or anything like that, which is really cool. So there they both are, looking great, 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 great. Loving that. I'm going to close the curtain, or at least attempt to, and just so we can take a little look in the dark. But I don't have a hazer or anything in the house at the moment, so we can't really get an awesome show going. In fact, we can't get an awesome show at all going, but I am definitely pleased with these lights. I am going to be very sad to part with these lights. They are awesome, but yeah, it is what it is. So guys, I'm just testing all of the functions through DMX now, and I'm on remote music trig. So essentially, the lights just move with music. I don't have music, but I don't really like this setting on these lights because it's so jerky. Like, these lights have the ability to be able to move extremely smoothly, but the music trig has always just been like stepping all over the place. So it's quite enough of that. We know that it works. I'm happy with these lights. I'm happy to call these lights fully functional, ready for sale. I'm really gonna miss them though, I really, really am, but what can you do, eh? And if I post this video to the eBay description, just to everyone looking at these lights out there, if you're toying between the idea of buying a pair of these and maybe some of the cheaper LED crap that's on the market at the moment, then yes, these lights may be a bit bigger or whatever, but you will just not get a white light that crisp from an LED. Never in a million years. That is just so nice. I mean, yeah, okay, LEDs do look really nice if you spend a lot of money on them, but the cheaper units just will never look as clean as that. And they look how, you can't see it on the camera, it looks like a blue mess on the camera, but in real life, this is such a clean, like HMI style, lovely, lovely white. It just reminds you of being in good events, to be perfectly honest. That's what it reminds me of. And look how smooth the movement of these lights is. Just, if you just go really slowly with your thumb or whatever, they're really smooth. And you can't say that for a lot of the cheaper modern DJ lights. And they can go quick. Even though they're old, they are certainly quick. So if you want that kind of thing, they go quick. And the strobing and everything, check this out, guys. Look at that. That is quick shutter, quick strobe and quick movement. I decided not to try and close the curtains. What else do we have? There's nothing much really. Some purple, pink, I don't really know. And programming's kind of weak on this one. It was only for one show, so just a little bit of movement around the place. Man, it's so hard to film moving lights. It really is. Just try and get a, I don't know, wide shot of the room. These scanners can cover a really wide area, which is great. And I'd always prefer a scanner for something like a DJ than a moving head, because a moving head is a waste of time in my opinion, because most people limit them not to scan behind the DJ in any case. So scanners just save you a lot of hassle. And here they are. I'm not trying to be a giant advertisement at all, guys. This is a video for my channel, but if I do end up posting it to the description, then, you know, I guess it will show the buyers that what it's all about. I'm going to mark this one as lamp changed on a specific time. I'm going to mark that on a bit of LX tape on the bottom. So guys, I'm going to call it a day on testing these lights. It's been a very, very successful couple of hours giving these lights a go, and also giving my desk a little bit of fresh air as well. I'm going to, after I edit this video, carry on throughout the day, going through a couple of my programs and that, and doing a little bit of spring cleaning on the desk. I probably won't power the lights up again, to be perfectly honest. I don't really want to waste lamp hours for the next person that gets them, so I'm going to power them down. But yeah, I'm very, very pleased with these 812s. I'm glad I decided to make a video because these lights did a lot for me. If you guys want to know a couple of the shows that these lights have done, then I can't really remember off the top of my head, but they did Volksfest Wales 2 years in a row. And the first year, these were the only moving lights that I had. I just had a load of these. So yeah, the second year I had Mach 250 moving heads, so these were used a lot less. But they've done a load of cool shows. I'm trying to remember if they've done anything really, really, really cool. They've done so much local stuff for me. But, you know, they have shone on a couple of great artists. And with a couple of good lamps in them, you guys can see that they really do deliver. And the manual focus system is still nice and smooth on them. I forgot to mention that, by the way, guys. So the focus ring is here on these lights. Yeah, absolutely great. I think when I sell these on eBay, I will include the phase reverse adapters. I think that's the least I can do. But I'm not going to be including like my clamps and stuff. It'll be flight case, a couple of kettle leads, phase reverse adapters, and job done. I think that'd be great. I am sounding a little bit emotional, guys, I think, because these were the first proper lights that I got, really. These were the first, you know, Martin lights, and I was so excited. I was like, whoa, guys, I got a pair of Martins, you know. I bought them myself for, I think, about £300 for the pair. They've come down a lot since I bought them. I believe I've owned them for, it's really hard to say, maybe like 5 years now, I don't know. But they're great, great lights, and I've had nothing but compliments about them, you know. Get a bit of haze in the room and they look great. And I know there's not many decent Martin 812 videos on YouTube, so hopefully this one can contribute to the Martin 812 community. I know there are a few people that still swear by these great little lights. But yeah, if anyone's ever struggling to decide between the cheaper new stuff, maybe the American DJ LED stuff, or the Chauvet LED stuff, and a pair of these, then these, definitely consider something like this, because these have never let me down, and they are built like total tanks. Total tanks. And even though they're not LED, they don't necessarily suck loads of power. A lot of people are buying into LED because they think it doesn't take up power. And yes, that's true, you know, a standard par 64 versus an LED par 64 is worlds apart. But these are only 150 watt lamps, so these lights don't take up that much juice, really. You know, not that much at all. Just the same amount as a few domestic house light bulbs, you know. But if you're buying sort of very bright LED stuff, then it'll suck, you know, quite a few tens of watts of juice. And yeah, maybe it'll be brighter than these, but all I'm trying to say is, guys, you know, LED is getting a lot of respect these days, and it deserves it. But I love my Martin 812s. I think they're great, but no space for them anymore. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be putting these on eBay. Pretty sure. I was 85% sure when I started this video. I'm now 82% sure, but we'll see. They are very big lights, but they're also nice lights. But yeah, we'll see. Whatever, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. If anyone has any questions or whatever, then post them down in the comment section below. I will try and be active down there. I've got to go. I can't record any more, guys, because I've got to edit this video, and I've got to tidy up in the kitchen and stuff, and then get back to it. So I don't want this video to be late for you guys. Hope you've enjoyed, and as always, I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers, guys.